Hey YouTube, friends and family, Fast Eddie here. Update on my ramp truck. It's home. Did a break-in on it. Actually, I think I have more of a break-in to do on it. Let's say driving it out on the road, getting a load put on it, getting a little more heat into the motor. I did a 20-minute break-in on it, setting over at the shop. You know, revving it from 1500 to 2000 RPMs, and we just never really got the heat into it. So I think I need to do a break-in out on the road. I want to wait till I get a tachometer, because the tachometer that I purchased is garbage. Should have known it'd be garbage when it wasn't very much money. So bought an autometer tack. Autometer has a diesel tack set up for using their I don't know, software or whatever. It's something that it mounts to the alternator, and it uses the RPMs of the alternator, and then there's a box that you run that through to the tachometer to adjust the tachometer. So it's going to be a little bit of a process to make it work, but I think Autometer's the way to go. They're a good company, but the truck is home. It drove home. There's a few small minor things to work out. Like I say, tachometer. The throttle linkage seems to be a little bit too weak, and it needs a little more spring pressure on it, I think. But the gear ratio in the back, I think, is, I don't have a tachometer, like I say. I think the gear ratio is too low. I believe it's around 410 ring and pinion. We were predicting I needed a little more than that, meaning like a three something. I'm kind of looking at saying like a 342, I think, is what this rear end would accept. It's a 14 bolt corporate late 70s Chevy GM rear end. So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna probably end up steering toward. Again, ZF6 transmission. I just want a little more lower RPMs on the freeway. So you can see the intercooler there behind the grill. Actually, the condenser is in front of the intercooler. Open the hood, show you underneath. Sun is still pretty bright and hot. There's the motor in its glory. Let's see, a kind of quick overview and everything that we've done. Talked about it before, probably. Adapter we made for bringing this turbo farther forward so I can run that exhaust brake, because it was pushing toward the firewalls so much. You can imagine how close this turbo would be to the firewall already, so that was a good alternative to do. And you know, and keeping the engine, you know, close to the back. We did not massage the back of the firewall where you see up there at the valve cover area. That is factory. We never cut that. And then giving me the clearance for the radiator, running the clutch fan radiator fan. I like that option. Used at factory elbow. This is from a later model Dodge Cummins, probably a 6.7. This is a air cleaner that was, I don't know what they come out of. This is a lot of the Cummins diesel guys use the same air cleaner. We made a bracket that holds it out here on the end of it, clamps around it, and then clamps down to this corner here, holds it in place. Stock Dodge coolant reservoir, overflow tank, whichever you would call that. Like I've said before, previously we had to do a modification on the mount coming into the cooler, not the cooler, from the intercooler to the turbo. Here with the elbow, we again had to do another modification here at the intercooler going into the turbo. Of course, down there on the bottom, you see the AC compressor down there, very close to the to this line of the radiator hose, but that had to be modified there at the radiator. Had to turn that more. Again, we had to modify this section of intercooler there to get that going straight to the intake on the engine. My bracket keeps coming off of the throttle here. It's modification I needed to do, work on it. Kept bouncing of the truck, and probably too light a spring on the linkage system of the throttle made the pedal start jumping, and then it would pop off. And so what else? We did have to modify the grill slightly right there for that not the intercooler, for the condenser of that air conditioner. This is all stuff from Vintage Air. So the Vintage Air system, they'll have like a plate, I want to say a bulkhead that goes here, and your these lines here would go into it, plus your AC lines. I need the in the cab unit. I haven't bought that yet. That's a big expense. Then we showed you 2 batteries here. That's just a temporary mounting there. I'm going to mount them into a toolbox that's going to be just inside the bed. It'll set above the exhaust here. By the way, look at that monster exhaust. Exhaust is all done all the way out to the end. I'll start it up for you. It's pretty quiet. I will say that this transmission in this truck, this is as ZF6, I've said before, it's a loud transmission. It's a truck transmission, so it makes noise. Makes noise like big trucks do. But I can go ahead and start the motor for you here and let you listen to it. A lot of you have probably already heard a 12 valve before. So I'm using the stock oil pressure gauge. The temp gauge, what I did was I put in a sending unit from a Chevy, just right in the top of near the head and the top in the front. I can show you that location. That's my typical sending unit for the gauge inside the truck. Turbo line, and then turbo gauge, and then cruise gauge. Still need to put on an e-brake. So there's the tail exhaust there. It's really not very loud at all. which is my goal. It might not be other people's goal, but I wanted a quiet running truck. So, pretty happy. So I got lots of work to do in the future here, but the motor is running good. Don't want to do too much idling with it right now for my complete break-in is done. I don't want to be idling it very much. But yeah, so next things to do would be get that tachometer in, get that all operating right. I'm gonna have to install it and get the accessories hooked up on the engine. It goes somewhere in this area right here on the alternator, and it reads the RPMs on it. And then have to run that other, some sort of a module that the gauge hooks to, and I'll have to buy some sort of a tachometer. It's like a handheld thing that you put a piece of reflective tape on your pulley, and then you get underneath and you take a reading of the RPMs, and then you match that to the gauge. So that's how you use what you use to calibrate your tachometer. So that's the next goal, and then getting it, driving it, and getting it broke in, and then it's just parking it. I got plans to redo my seats. This putrid green is going to go away. Not the color of the truck, but this seat and the color inside the truck is too much green for me. So some of that color is going to go away. So look forward to the future of me redoing these seats, and I think that'll really make this truck look better. Of course, I'm gonna redo the floor and put some good mat in here, Kills mat, or I don't know what I'll use. Have to check it out, but we're getting close. All right, all. You guys have a good one. Thanks for watching.